video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to love yourself. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And of course, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Erin, and this channel is all about helping game-changing female entrepreneurs to build the business and life of their dreams. Now, as voted by you last week, in this week's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my tips on how to love yourself. I did just want to mention before I get into this video, however, is that there will be no vote for next week, just due to the fact that so many of you asked me to do a how to set goals for 2018 video, which I'd already had planned anyway before I decided to start doing the vote. So that's going to be the topic for next week's How To Tuesday. I'm going to be doing like how to set goals and achieve them in 2018. A renewed version of the one that I did last year. That's coming up next week. After that, vote will recommence. But today, it's how to love yourself. If you did like the video, I would very much appreciate it if you gave it a big thumbs up. And of course, if you are new here, then consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Tuesday and Friday, all about business, mindsets, and living that girl boss lifestyle. All right, so before I get into, I've got some tips here on how you can start to love yourself, and I mean truly deeply love yourself. One thing I did just want to mention is that I think a lot of people mix up self-love and self-care. You know, you go and type in to Google or YouTube like how to love yourself, and a lot of stuff comes up like give yourself a pampering session, or take yourself for a massage, or exercise more, and all of that. And whilst that's so important for how you feel about yourself, that particular strategy or those particular tools that you're using are really just ones of self-care, not necessarily diving deep into what's in here and what's in here, and figuring out how you can appreciate yourself more and just feel good about yourself each and every single day. So just don't mix up the two. They go hand in hand, but they are not the same, if that makes sense. What I'm going to be sharing with you today are some tips that I truly believe help you along your journey to loving yourself. But I just also want to mention just the operative word in that sentence being journey. Self-love's not something that you're gonna have a light bulb moment and wake up one day and all of a sudden like be in full admiration of yourself. It's something that you have to condition yourself to do each and every single day. And you know, we're brought up with the society that we live in, with the media that we're exposed to really not like ourselves, to always be, you know, conditioned to wanting more, to wanting different, to look different, to act different, to have a different life. Like that's just how we've been programmed. And it's really hard to fight that because you're faced with it every single day. So this is a journey, it's a practice that you need to do each and every single day and commit to it. But if you do, I promise you the results that you will get from it are life changing. Self-love is at the core of everything that is going to help you to live a fulfilling life. Make a commitment from today. Self-love is the way. And I just rhymed. So the first step that I do have when it comes to self-love is that you need to watch your language. So many of us, even unconsciously, are saying such horrible things to ourselves. And if we were to say the things that we say to ourselves out loud, we would be classified to be a huge bitch or an asshole or someone that people don't necessarily want to hang around. But the fact that it's kind of internalized, it doesn't get the same repercussions as it would if we were saying it to others. You really need to listen to how you're speaking to yourself, whether it be in the mirror, you know, talking about the way that you look when you've messed something up and you've made a mistake, talking about, you know, the mistake itself and how you're attaching that to your identity, being like, I'm a failure, I suck, I'm stupid, all of this stuff. Detach all of that from who you are. None of that is your identity. The way that you look, the mistakes that you've made, the progress that you're lacking of making, none of that is not your identity, and it doesn't make up who you are. So stop speaking to yourself and attaching to yourself to your shortcomings. When you're speaking to yourself, you need to try empower yourself as often as you possibly can. And I love the idea of us being our own coaches. So this is something I kind of adopted and am trying to teach my clients as well, is that at the end of the day, there is going to be no one for you to always be, you know, accountable to or reliant on except for yourself. So you have to be the one to say, no, Erin, you know, okay, you made a mistake, but it wasn't that bad. How do we fix it? Or when you're having an ugly your day, well, okay, I might feel a bit bloated today, my hair's a bit lackluster, but I have beautiful eyes or a beautiful butt or something like that. Like, you have to be the one to give yourself that pep talk, just as you would if a friend came to you feeling down and out. Do that for yourself. Watch the language that you use to yourself and stop attaching words to who you are that make you feel less than lovable. My second tip is to spend time alone. And I do not mean spend time alone. I literally mean spend some time getting to know yourself. Just like, as I said in the first tip, we are so conditioned to be so connected but disconnected at all the times. And the worst thing from that is that we are becoming so disconnected from ourselves. I don't know how many people expect to love themselves when they don't even know who they are. So spend some time really getting to know yourself. Take yourself out to lunch. Take yourself out on a nice long walk. Spend some time in meditation. Spend some time just sitting, and not even sitting in readings, just sitting and just being with yourself, thinking about what it is that you like, what it is that you enjoy, and who it is you are at a cellular level. That's why meditation and all of these practices are so great. Journaling, letters to your intuition, all of that is great because it allows you to dig deep into exactly who you are instead of constantly being influenced by the external environment, specifically by social media. You have to take time away from all that and disconnect, because you cannot expect to really truly begin to love yourself to the point where each and every single day you're waking up happy and you're going to bed satisfied if you really, really don't know who you are. And don't feel bad if you don't know who you are, because many of us don't know who we are. But that doesn't mean you can't start to change that right in this moment, right now. Which actually brings me to my next tip, which kind of goes off of what I just said in that, and that is to start a journaling practice. Nothing has been more profound to me on my journey to self-love than journaling, like really externalizing all of those things that are going on in my mind, putting them back on paper, and then reflecting on maybe why I'm feeling a certain way or why I'm thinking about my certain self in a certain light. When you keep it all inside, it's so easy to catastrophize it because, it gets jumbled up. But when you put it down on paper, how you're feeling, the emotions that you're going through, how you're feeling about yourself, and what you can possibly do about it, then you can actually start to, I guess, make this kind of paper plan for yourself towards your journey of self-love. Journaling, whether you do, stream of consciousness where you just write everything that comes out, letters to your intuition where you ask your intuition a question, or even just gratitude lists, self-love lists. Like, get a journal, get a book, and each and every single day write out, this is my YouTube journal, write out 10 things about yourself that you love about yourself, physical, emotional, spiritual, relationally, all of the things that you love about yourself, your personality and everything that makes up who you are. Make a list each and every single morning of 10 things, and I promise you that journaling practice and all the other ones that I just mentioned will help you to connect with yourself on a deeper level. My next tip is kind of like a cute tip. It's not, I wouldn't say, like profound in the journey to self-love, but it is a great tool that you can use along the way, and that is to find self-love songs. And I don't just mean like, I'll touch myself. I mean like songs that make you feel really amazing. So specifically for me, one is Killer Queen. It's like how I think of the representation of my personal style and like the type of person that I want to be. Epic guitar solos along with like class and chicness. I don't know. It's just a song that really makes me feel empowered. Find songs that make you feel like you. Once you've spent that time alone connecting with yourself, find songs that remind you of how freaking awesome you actually are, and listen to them on repeat as often as you need them. I start my morning every single morning with all of the songs that, I visualize to, and the songs that make me just feel like a badass super queen. When you put together a playlist or something like that, whatever you need to do, but just find songs or even poems or mantras or anything. Like me, music resonates, but whatever resonates with you, but find things that kind of remind you, find triggers that remind you of just how freaking amazing you are. My next tip is to commit to self-development. Now, one of the things that a lot of people get confused with the journey to self-love is that it has to be like full self-acceptance. And that's true, you need to accept who you are now, but it doesn't mean that you can't strive to be better each and every single day. And that growth that you get from self-development empowers you to keep moving forward. You know, Tony Robbins always says, like, one of the secrets to living an incredible life is to constantly be fulfilled and to constantly be growing. If we're not growing, we're dying, and we don't feel good about ourselves. So challenge yourself each and every single day. Learn new things, meet new people, put yourself outside your comfort zone. Do things that scare the absolute out of you, because all of that makes you feel empowered, feel motivated. It picks up the momentum for your life, so you're moving forward, and in turn makes you just feel so much better about yourself, which of course helps you to further love yourself. And the next one is to, of course, I could not leave this out, but please stop comparing yourself to other people. Like, I want to do an entire video on this because I'm surprised I actually haven't done one, or maybe I have, I can't remember. But anyway, like, it's so important that you recognize social media and what you see from other people for what it is, just the highlight reel. Like, I found myself comparing myself to so many people, thinking like, everyone's working so much harder than me. You know, you hear people talk about the hustle, you hear people talking about all of the things that you're doing, but you forget that they're still probably like sitting down, eating dinner, washing their clothes, doing all of those mundane things. Like, in my mind for so long, I just thought like these were like superhumans who like never took a break from work. And while I'm sure that's the case for some people, most people, you know, still go out for dinner with their family, still spend time reading, relaxing, taking baths, showering, sleeping, eating, and all of the other stuff that make up our day, but work hard as well in the process. And like, that was just my comparison thing. For you, it might be comparing someone's styles, the way someone's look, the weight of someone, all of these different things. But just realize that people put the best of themselves out online, and if you're trying to look at yourself holistically, like the person who picks up dog poo, the person who farts, the person who, you know, forgets to wash their hair or shave their legs, if you're comparing all of that to like a photo of someone looking all pristine going to like a gala dinner, of course you're gonna feel pretty shitty, but they do that stuff too. So please stop comparing yourself to anyone else. Like, you are exactly who you're supposed to be. You are a unique, amazing human being that had a 1 in 400 trillion chance of being here. Trust me, you've earned your right to be here on this planet, and you are absolutely not supposed to be anybody else. Never ever forget that. We need you to be you, because that person who you're comparing to yourself, they've already taken that space. Please show up as your amazing self each and every single day. Follow all the other tips that I have shared in this video towards conditioning yourself for self-love. And I'm gonna end it on that note, because I think that was an empowering thing for you to take away from this video. So I really hope that you enjoyed my tips on how you can begin to start really, truly, deeply loving yourself. I know I'm still going through this journey myself, so let's all do this together, because as I said, at the core of everything you want in your life is your self-belief, your self-love, and your self-worth. Actually, I have a quote which I shared on Facebook the other day, and I just want to share here, is there are going to be a lot of people in your life that don't see your worth. Don't let you be one of them. And I'm gonna leave it on that note. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. Leave me in the comments below which of the tips was your favorite, and I will see you in the next video.